$65,000 right there.
That's it.
We're showing bank accounts, okay? What we're talking about, Dolmar?
$361,000.
About COVID-19.
I'll literally show you the check right here, $55,000.
This is actually closed. Money is actually there.
It's to about $51,000 gross.
You have over 100 grand projected profit to close.
Oh, I got another deal. I forgot.
It can't get more realer than that, right?
I'm gonna flip the paper on recession proof.
Dude, this is awesome, man. Good to see you.
Thank you, man. It's great to see you as well. When I got that message from you on Instagram about closing those 2 deals immediately after our class, our 3-day class, I had to hop on here and see what it is that you did, do a case study on the deals and get some more clarity. So thank you for hopping on here with me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was really thrilled on it. And yeah, they were just a couple deals. I'm up in Jacksonville, and they were these single family homes. It was a 3-1, and it was actually it was 2 3-1s, block home, and then 2 block homes. It helped me out, definitely closing on those things, and now I'm just in the market for finding some more, trying to apply the methods.
So with those 2 deals, did you wholesale them, or are you fixing and flipping those?
So wholesale these ones. I had one where the one on Arble was a bona fide full wholesale deal where spoke with the seller, got it initially through cold calling, and then got it under contract after a lot of continued discussion with her. I mean, I was looking back at it. It took me about nine reach outs to her before she was like, yeah, it's available. And I'm like, all right. And I think that was probably right in the week. It was like on the 20th of August. I think our 3-day was maybe like around the 15th or something like that, or something. It was like that week. And like, she finally got back to me. And I was like, oh, sweet, it's on. and went over there. We put in our contract. And then I have a contractor who I'm starting to try and work with on some flips. He had a buyer. And then I signed it over to that buyer, and we marked it up about 12, and then we split that, and I got 6 off of that deal. And then the other one that came through, that was a relationship base that I kind of generated from a networking event where we met, and he had some investment properties on Amelia Island where I'm from, and I was like, man, anything I can do to learn this is when I was just starting out. So like, dude, I'll do the yard, like at the time I didn't really have much money. So like he was trying to get his grass cut. It was like, man, head high. So I was out there like chopping away at this yard, and so maybe I just said something, and he remembered me when he had this property. And so he contacted me as well, like during that same time. I'm like, man, it's all just coming. So he reached out, and it's a property where I actually live nearby. And it was that 3-1 that is going to get converted into a 3-2. I ended up kind of just being the liaison between the seller and buyer with my contractor. My contractor ended up buying it, and my contractor paid me a check of $6,000 outside of the closing. So a couple 12 grand right there. And I was, that's what I need,
So, yeah, that's amazing, man. So it sounds like the first deal came from just relentless follow-up, being consistent with follow-up. And, that's something we talk about a lot. Follow-up is key. Yeah. And it took 9 touches, 9 outreaches to finally get that seller to say yes. And it turned into a $6,000 net profit for you. It was $12,000 combined. Yeah. But you did a joint venture with someone else, and you guys split that 50-50. You walked over with $6,000 on that one.
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. And you found that one from cold calling. And then the other one was also a $6,000 profit.
Yeah.
And that was from just, again, networking, building relationships, putting it out there to the world that you are now a real estate investor. We teach people, do not be a secret agent about what you do. The biggest mistake you can make is not letting the world, everybody and their mama, their dad, aunts, uncles, friends, family know that you are now a real estate investor. You're looking to buy houses, see if you can help them, with whatever situation that they may be going through. So you did that, you did the networking, you put it out there to the universe and said, hey, this is what I'm doing now. And someone remembered you, and boom, this other deal came to you. It didn't just fall into your lap. It's because you put it out there. And here you are, another $6,000 deal for a combined net profit of $12,000. How you feeling now, man?
Yeah, man. Well, I feel good about that for sure. For sure. I mean, I've been working on this thing since 2018. May, really, I staked my say flag in the land of like, I'm going to do this and move forward with this. And ever since then, I've just been trying to figure it out. I mean, you always hear about the overnight success stories or somebody, I mean, hell, even when we were on the 3-day workshop, like how you guys had I think it was one of your students within 60 days had this property that was going to be like over $100,000 that they was going to net on. And I'm like, what? Like, where's that? So you hear about all those overnight successes, and that hasn't necessarily been the case for me. So I just been kind of working ever since 2018. And I feel that it's getting better. I have leads in the pipeline, and it's taken just a lot of due diligence and just effort to just kind of grind through it. So to get those little pops, and especially those were really those 12,000 off the bat, right in the same week, depositing a check. That was my biggest come up since doing it. And I'm like, oh yeah, there we go. Let's do some more, you know? And it just gives me encouragement, especially you guys through the class and hearing about other students doing these larger deals. It inspires you to go like, oh, it's possible. Cause like what you just said, you know, like putting it out there into the universe, it speaks to you, and being around others that are doing that, it makes it possible for yourself. And those little pops like that, well, big pop for me, biggest, it makes you and inspires you to go, okay, you can achieve what you hear other people are doing. Just keep going. And I think even this call right now, like, this is so cool, Dolmar, man. You hopping on the phone with me. I'm still thinking like, oh man, it's like a pre-recording here, but it ain't. And it's just gonna inspire me to just get back on it, you know. I've been on it, but even harder. So
that's what's up, man. I wanted to ask you, and you kind of alluded to it a little bit here. But so one of the things I want to ask you is, you've been doing this since 2018, or at least studying the art of wholesaling since 2018, but you haven't really had any hits really since then, until you came to our 3-day class. What was it in our 3-day class that was that really inspired you, that made this the catalyst to help you close these first 2 deals that you have here?
Coming into Real Advisors, and that's where I had signed up for it, because I'm like, man, I'm on my own island. And I know nobody, and I had seen your guys' videos and posts and how personable you guys are, and just how giving you are as well in terms of your information. And it was something that I gravitated towards, and it's something that I wanted to be closer to. And I think at the time I was really just going in a real slump, and feeling really in kind of a real slump. And I wasn't sure at the point like how to talk on the phone, because I just haven't had any of this instruction. All this I'm kind of just been winging it, doing on myself. Like I find the CRM, like I find the scripts here and there, and I'm just assembling it all, just doing it on my own. And so what you guys did for me when I sat in with that, it was just, you guys have real formality to what you're doing. And listening into Steven, how he communicated with sellers over the phone, really adopted some of that as well into our conversations with sellers. It's just given me some type of blueprint of how to discuss, and that also the insight on the cash comps that you all do in terms of in the process of the negotiation. Didn't even know that before. Also doing like the ARV stuff when you're looking at a comps, not only looking at the sold, but also the pending and the actives. Like I didn't know this stuff, and I learned that stuff through the class, and it just helped me to give me more confidence. And I think maybe it was just being in y'all's environment brought those 2 in, and then that additional knowledge that I gained now is helping me post that to feel more confident when I go out to speak with the seller, and also when I'm doing comps or anything like that.
Amazing, man. Did you have to use any of your own money to do these 2 deals that you just did for $12,000?
I did, let's think, $100 for Arble, 770 Arble, and then denied, no money at all.
So what was so one of the deals you no money out of pocket,
No
and what
money.
was the $100 for on the other one?
That was for a binder, for the contract, initial contract between the seller and I.
Gotcha. So the deposit.
A deposit, yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. So that was it. So $100 is all you put out of pocket for the first one. You made $6,000 on that, and $0 out of pocket on the second one, and you also made $6,000 on that one.
Yeah, how about that?
Amazing, crazy, right? People are always asking the question: is this legit? Is this real? Is this possible? Can it work for me?
Yeah.
And again, you are proof of that it is possible. This is real. And anybody, as long as you have the desire to put in the work, this is a simple business, but you do have to put in work, right? And as long as you want to put in the work, anything's possible for you. And Sean, I'm super happy for you, man. Super happy to see you win like this. And this is just the beginning as well for you. And I cannot wait to see what other possibilities you create for yourself as well. What is your goal? Share with us what your goal is for the future.
Man, I think that's one thing I'm still really ironing out. My whole goal is, of course, is to be financially free, to have financial freedom, and have a business that I just love what I'm doing and kind of putting in the systems and whatnot to where it's just running somewhat autonomous. And even if it's not having, say, the passive, almost like a passive business, I guess that's kind of a goal of mine with this whole thing. But I don't need a whole lot. It cost me about $50,000 to live, and if I can just make more money than that, I mean, obviously I have bigger aspirations where I want to be linking into $1 million, one year, and it's really just to have a business where I have skills that know that I can bring in money consistently, and then also eventually have some properties to be able to do some passive income stuff. So, it somewhat sounds like I need to really maybe iron out that goal a little bit to have some hardline numbers on that. Just hearing myself respond to that question.
You want to first create that goal. What is the vision? What is the goal that you have for yourself? So you can back into that. And then so you create a plan to help you actualize that goal. And then you go out and execute on that plan. So yeah, you definitely need to get some more clarity on what that goal is. Put that plan in place to help you actually get to it, and put some numbers to it as well. What do I have to do to make this much per month? What do I have to do to make this much per year? Okay, all right, this boils down to this much per month. Is that possible? How many deals is that? And then what strategic action plans do I have to take every single day to get to that deal? Maybe it's one deal a month. Maybe it's 2 deals a month. Maybe 3 deals a month. Maybe it's 1 deal a week. And so back into that with that plan, and then go out and execute. So definitely would recommend you do those 3 simple steps: create the goal, put a plan in place, then go out and execute. Next question I have for you here is really what your background has been prior to real estate. What did you do in the past before real estate, and why did you choose this industry, specifically this niche of real estate wholesaling, to jump into?
Yeah, so my background is an interesting one, some degree. I didn't go the traditional route out of school and college and whatnot, even though I come from, say, a good family where all my siblings went to college. I had a dream when I was younger to be a professional surfer, and I went to pursue that. So I was 14 where I got my first sponsor and started traveling around. And then that led into basically pursuing it as a teenager, traveling around. Then I had to do homeschooling. So I virtually hardly even finished high school because I was just doing it homeschooling, and I was out in Hawaii having to do the homeschooling. I mean, it was like, getting my teacher like send me the cheat codes basically, as I would just go get a wave and come back and fill in the cheat codes into the quiz or something, and so then I just I started traveling more and more with that, and then it led into a kind of a segue career in stand-up paddle surfing, and I started competing on a world tour and competing. And so it's all I've been known up until when I was introduced to real estate in I think it was December 2017. You know, I basically I was an athlete before this whole thing, didn't have any understanding of real estate at all, until the money started to dwindle a little bit in the professional space. And I thought, man, I want to do something else, you know? And I was actually out in California living at the time when I had to go do some Uber driving. And I was coming back from the actual Uber driving place where I got certified to get my tag and whatnot. And a Than Merrill commercial came on with Fortune Builders. And I was like, come to my seminar. And I like went to a seminar, and I was like, dude, this is it. This is the next thing beyond the athlete. Like we're like competing on the ground, yet you also make money with it. Cause that was all of it with the athlete side of things. Like you understand where you're kind of going, you get the coach to help you out, and then you just beat out the competition. You know, I know it's kind of maybe like you don't necessarily need to look at it that way, but that's kind of how I am, kind of competitive like that. And I was like, dude, this is it. And you can make money. And the whole idea with it though too is like what I learned through the Fortune Builders is that it's your duty to make as much money as possible so you can give back into the community. And that's what I'm about. And my business, what I'm trying to get off the ground, is called Sold for a Difference, so that a portion of it goes back into the community. I'm trying to work with the Boys and Girls Club to donate some monies that I receive back into the community, and also even put in like an incentive program for those individuals in those kind of less or well-off communities, so that they can also be almost like groundsmen and get out there and find properties if they know someone, and I give them a referral, you know? So it's kind of like my whole thing with it is I want to try and make as much money as I can to give back. I mean, I guess there was a goal in there to like, if you want to be a national sponsor of the Boys and Girls Club, you have to have donate like $150,000 a year. So that's like my whole idea was to give back 5% of net proceeds to the organization. So that would need to be like a $33 million net $1 million business. So in order to do that, I would have to do like a $3 million net business. So I guess that was kind of a goal in there, but I need to probably have that more clearly and remember that a little bit more. But
I love this. I really love this because, you know, one of the reasons why we do what we do with Real Advisors, and we're sharing this specialized knowledge that we have with people like yourself and others, is because we want to inspire you to change your life as well. And knowing that you've changed your life, you're going to go back out into your community and change the lives of others as well. It starts to have a compound effect. And so you're doing it. We're actually launching a campaign this week where we too are going to take proceeds from our earnings, from our revenue, and give back to a charity, especially during these times right now, and because of what's happening this week. So we're actually going to be donating to Toys for Tots, that program and organization. And we're also looking at others that we can contribute to in the future as well. And so we're trying to create something bigger than ourselves. We're trying to create the change that we want to see in the world. And we can only make that a reality. We can only actualize that if we have money, resources, capital to make the investments in the things that we are passionate about. And so I feel it from you, I hear it from you, and you're doing exactly what we want to do. You're doing exactly what we want to see happen, is you're taking a portion of your profits, your earnings, your revenue, and putting it back into great causes, positive causes. And I'm actually meeting with one of my lenders tomorrow in Orlando. I'm actually meeting with them tomorrow to launch a fund. We're having discussions about launching a fund, a private equity fund, where we're going to raise millions of dollars to make other investments, not just domestically, but throughout the world as well. And we call it purposeful investing, because again, we want to really, it's not just about money for us. We want to take everything that we're doing and put it back out there and really positively, in a big way, impact millions of lives because of a direct result of the efforts that we're doing. And so we want to continue God's work that way. And so I am so happy to hear you say this.
Man, well, that's amazing. That's awesome that you guys are doing that, because it is. I mean, what you guys are the aspiration, you know, I mean, to get up to y'all's point where you really do have so much knowledge and skill to where you can educate and help people out. Because I always feel like I am not the smartest kid, right? Because I was a surfer, went out of school. I was always a surfer, didn't do the college thing, whereas all my friends did do the college thing. And I don't have that kind of the job in the cubicle. You know, it's just, I always knew that I had to be an entrepreneur if I wanted to make it, if I was going to choose to be a professional surfer. Like I couldn't be an employee if I chose that route. And so, you know, now I'm just trying to do it. But with that, there's so many kids that are like me too out there that just don't, like, they don't have a skill. They don't even know. And it's what you guys are doing with the knowledge and being able to share this with people. Like, you're getting guys like me who don't have a lot of confidence in their intelligence and whatnot to say, dude, I can make it in this world monetarily. And beyond that, I could even show those other friends of mine or the people in my community that don't know this as well. And, you know, so it's, you know, I'm just basically just saying, you know, what y'all are doing is awesome. And I really am thankful for what y'all are doing, just hearing what you guys have plans to do. But yeah, I'm a real, you know, lucky component and member to be a part of this organization, Real Advisors, and just, I mean, here on this call with you, man, this is just really cool.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. One last question I have for you is, you know, I appreciate you sharing what you just shared and how we've been able to impact your life as well. What would you say to someone that's taking a look at this, taking a look at real estate? They're thinking about getting into this business. They're still a little bit unsure, maybe even skeptical, on the fence, not sure about themselves and their ability to be successful in this business. What would you say to that one person if you if you could convince just one person to take the leap of faith, believe in themselves, be open-minded? What would you say to encourage them to take a look at this?
Find a mentor. Find somebody who's going to inspire you, encourage you. Find somebody who's done it before you. Find somebody who can lead you in the direction that you wish and almost don't even know you can go, but can go. Because that's what's going to fuel you. That's what's going to help you out. And that's what's going to lead the light and make you follow through with it. So, I mean, you know, where's my vote? Real Advisors. Dolmar and Lee and the guys, like, that's it. My suggestion is you guys. And I have done that. I've forwarded your guys' contact to other individuals, like, man, go check them out. You know, like, you need to go here. Like, I've done Fortune Builders. I've looked at that. It didn't work for me. Go with Dolmar and go with Lee and these guys, man. Like, this is where you need to get educated. And I wish I had found you guys sooner, really, because I think I probably could be even further longer than I am now, you know? So yeah, that would be my one thing to say is, like, find someone who's doing it, find you guys and just attach to it, man.
Well, there you have it, man. Thank you so much, brother. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you shared what you shared earlier too, because you don't have to be book smart to be successful in this business. It doesn't matter what past mistakes you have or limitations you think you have why you can't be successful in this business. You have to be open-minded to learn something new, put in the work, and it's possible for anybody. Mm-hmm. And so this is a business. Here's the thing. This is a unique business where you don't need cash, you don't need credit, you don't need a license. And the barrier of entry is so low where anybody can do this. You know, think about the startup capital to start other businesses and opportunities out there compared to this. And then compare that to the amount of money you can make on one deal. How many hours do you actually need to put into work to get one of these deals done, and the earning potential on those deals? And so this is what makes this business so sexy and so real and affordable for anybody that's willing to put in the work. Anybody can do this. And so that's what I love about this, man. And on that note, I wanted to ask you too, do you have a license?
I do. Yeah, I do have a license.
So you have a real estate license. So you are a licensed real estate agent as well.
I am. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's really cool. So you don't have to have a license to do this business, but if you do have a license, you also have another unfair advantage as well, because you can even further maximize the monetization of your leads and opportunities when they come across your desk. So if someone brings a lead, or if a lead comes across your desk and they're not interested in your cash offer, you can immediately pivot and now offer the opportunity to list their property for sale and make money that way instead. So definitely a value add for you having your license also.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've lined up with an agent who I do that, refer deals to her, because I just don't want to mess with the retail side. She gives me 25% of it. I spoke with her earlier today. She's looking at listing one of the deals that I forwarded over to her on the 3rd of December. And it's good to have that, but it also helps out to look at the market and understand on the MLS side of things, which I really find good value in.
Yeah, for sure. Also, we call this the Real Deal Show, real wholesalers, real deal. I would love for you to share with us a photocopy or a screenshot, maybe even just email it to me, a copy of the proof. We got to see the proof. People, we live in a world of transparency right now.
Sure.
And while you say, hey, I made $6,000 on this deal, I made $6,000 on this one, people still want to see the proof. Show them the proof.
Yeah, man. Do you want me? Yeah, I can share my screen and
yeah.
How do you want it?
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can share your screen.
Okay.
And we can take a look at it here. Show them the proof, Sean. Show them the proof.
Let's check it out. All right, so here you go. Here's the nod.
All right, so there it is. There's the date, the amount, $6,000. That is the profit and fee made on that one deal. And the property was on, what was the street called?
This one is Denard Street.
Denard, okay.
Yeah. So
right.
This was just basically outside of the contract. This is my contractor who ended up buying the house for 92, was it? Ended up just writing me this check outside of it. So that's that one. And then this is into the other one, Audible. This is the one that I had to do a lot of follow-up with and come out with. So it has 12,000 there. I ended up just having it with my partner on this one. He brought the buyer on it, so I wrote him a check after. But here's $12,000 check that I deposited, and I wrote $6,000 check to him.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you joint ventured on that one. You worked with a disposition wholesaler who brought the buyer, and closed that deal around the same time as the other one as well, and gave up half of this one to your joint venture partner. Pretty cool, man. So $6,000 net profit on this one as well. $12,000 collectively with the two deals that you just did here in that month, that week. That is amazing.
Yeah, man. So hey, all thanks to the voodoo of the mojo of Real Advisors and you, Dolmar.
No, thank you, man. No, I listen, I just gave you the game plan. I gave you the blueprint. You went out and did the work. And so definitely give yourself credit there. You are the one who did the work. I just gave you the blueprint. You did the work. So congratulations to you for taking the information, not putting it to the side or setting it to the side like most average people do. Most people make investments in courses, programs, masterminds, mentorship programs, coaching programs. And unfortunately, most people do nothing with it. Most people don't execute on the information that they learn. You went out and you took action, massive action at that. And these are the results of your efforts. So congratulations to you, my friend.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it so much.
You're welcome, brother.